Randolph. I'm going to take you through the first viola solo for the NMMEA All-State audition, the Marcello Sonata in E minor. We're going to do the third movement, the Largo, and the last movement, Allegretto. Start with the Largo. I am a big proponent of practicing with the metronome. In this particular case, I wouldn't play it slower than marked. I would just practice it with the metronome at an eighth note to 60. Mark it in your parts so that you're ready to go every single time you practice. So this is quite slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and. So I'm playing it in first position. The reason I'm doing it in first position is because at this tempo it's really hard not to do these really expressive shifts. But the expressive shifts are not in the performance practice of Baroque music. So to avoid that kind of gooey thing that we do, I'm playing it in first position. Now the problem with doing it in first position, and you may have heard this, towards the end here I'm playing an open G on a slur and it doesn't speak well. So I would have to really practice getting that G to speak instead of doing what I did when I played it for you, which of course it's not doing now. But you want to make sure that all the notes speak. Phrasing. A lot of times the last eighth note in the measure is part of the next phrase. So make sure that you're playing it that way. So the first phrase, or half phrase, goes to the F sharp, and then the G belongs to the next part of the phrase. The B belongs to the next part of the phrase. Phrase ends on the D, and then the next octave D belongs to the next part of the phrase. Next part. And here we have a little coda. And here you can make sure you get that left arm moving a lot for those string crossings, so that you're making it clean in the first measure. Right? Lift that elbow so the C string speaks. This one's fairly straightforward. Take as much time as you need before you put it into the metronome, and then practice it both with the metronome and without. The next movement is faster. The quarter note equals 100. It says sautiller, which is an off the string stroke. It's a little too slow at 100 to really get a good saute. So if you don't have a good saute, don't worry about it. Play it on the string. That'll be fine. If you're comfortable with it, you can play it. Right? It just depends on what you're comfortable with. Again, I would start this one slower so that you can get those tricky little harmonic things. There's a lot of diminished fifths across the strings that you want to make sure your fingers are working correctly. So I would just stay at 60, which is what we left off on the last movement, and just play it slowly at 60 until I get it really, really solid. And tedious? Yes, but it will definitely get your hand used to what you're doing. So always practice slower than you need to so that you really, really get it confident. After you've done it at 60 a few times, you can take it up to 80, you can take it up to 100. So now I'm going to play it at 100 without repeats. The All-State audition dictates that we will do repeats, but for brevity, I'm not going to do that here. Here it is at 100. 1, 2, 3. Some of the louder sections I'm going more on the string so that I can get a healthier sound. That's a trick that you can do to get it a little bit more healthy sounding in those fortes. Again, if the saute doesn't work for you, just keep it on the string. Don't worry about it. Get the notes and the shaping rather than worrying about the bow stroke. Good luck.